Hey, no time to waste. Let's get it. Let's go. So we're about to react to Morgan Freeman.
You just mentioned there kind of a black actor, and you've spoken in the past about how you don't like the term African American.
No, I don't mind the term African American. I don't want to be called African American.
Why is that?
I'm not African.
If that ain't that's facts. That's facts. We were born in this country. We're a part of this country. We're a part of the history. We helped build it. We put in our effort. Why are we considered African Americans? I think that's one step to removing like racism. Taking race off the fucking taking it off like the identities, like the identities and things like that. Like I think if we remove race, it may help to a degree. But I could be wrong. I think race is such a pseudo concept that removing it, what would be the problem with removing it and just can be considered nationality? If you were born in America, you're an American. If you were born in the Netherlands, you're whatever. If you were born in Canada, you're a Canadian. If you were born in Haiti, you're a Haitian. What would be so wrong with just naming it by nationality? That's what we did before the Portuguese introduced race in the 14th or I think the 14th, 15th century. So why don't we just go back to that? I don't know. I don't see why that would be complicated. I don't see why we can't do that. I don't know.
Very strong. So yes, staying on the issue of race, did you ever face discrimination in your career at the start? Do you still feel that it happens nowadays? I mean, what is your view of the issue of race in Hollywood?
I don't think there is an issue of race in Hollywood. Somewhere back there in the 70s, the decision was made by almost all and sundry that we have to start open casting. Now, if you look on television, you pretty much see the range of cultural, that's not the right word because we all belong to the same culture. Anyway, but you see everybody. And I think that Hollywood learned in the 70s, look, here's reality. Ossie Davis directed a movie called Cotton Comes to Harlem. It made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Good movie.
And of course, Hollywood is colorblind. It only sees green. If it makes money, it's a good thing. Therefore,
and Hollywood, hopefully he understands this, and he probably does, but Hollywood could be the biggest force amplifier when it comes to getting people to understand the plight of other groups of people. And it would work as in vice versa for us to understand the frustrations of whites to understand the frustrations of blacks, people to understand the frustrations of gays, understand the frustrations of women, to be able to see it in motion picture, the pain that they go through. I watched a movie recently where it was about a transgender woman who was trying to basically live in poverty-stricken society, in poverty, and she was trying to get herself out of poverty, and she used born a male, became a woman, and that rose out of poverty through that, right? But the story was just tragic to me. It was like, damn, like everything that person had to go through, like they couldn't really truly be who they really were, or who they felt they were. I'll say that, who they felt they were, because the world didn't rock with it, and it was tragic. I can't remember what the movie was called, but it was real tragic. But it helped me see it from a different light. Like I'm not biased towards it anymore. I really kind of interested to know what are people's perspectives that go through those kind of things, and can we make a world where it can fit them as well as it can fit anybody, white, black, women, Mexican, I don't care who, can we make a world that fits everybody and helps everybody in their struggles? And I think Hollywood has the potential to be that for the world.
Walls came tumbling down.
Cotton Comes to Harlem is a 1970 American neo-noir action comedy film co-written and directed by Ossie Davis and starring Godfrey Cambridge, Raymond St. Jacques, and Red Fox. The film, later cited as an early example of the blaxploitation genre, is based on Chester Himes' novel of the same name. The opening theme, Ain't Now But It's Gonna Be, was written by Ossie Davis and performed by Melba Moore. The film was one of the many black films that appeared in the 1970s and became overnight hits.
That started the whole blaxploitation period. Might be before your time.
A little bit, about 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess staying on the issue of discrimination, I guess, in recent months, years, there's been more and more outspoken actresses talking about the unfair portrayal of women in Hollywood. Do you think that that's fair?
The unfair portrait of women in Hollywood?
They're portrayed in a certain way which objectifies
Well,
them.
wait a minute. Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, Julia Roberts, Renee Zellweger, Charlize Theron, Uma Thurman, Nicole Kidman. I don't think there is an unfair portrait of women in Hollywood. Thank you.
What are you clapping for? There is an unfair portrayal of women in Hollywood. But I want him to elaborate on it because I do want to know what he means.
I don't. If someone thinks differently, we'll talk about that. Nobody does, though, do they? Do you?
Sorry?
Do you have an opinion about that?
I think, as you said, Hollywood, the only colour is green, and if society has a problem with objectifying women, I think Hollywood latches onto it. And okay, if you think that's true, do you think Hollywood has a duty to project women in a different way to how society might view them, in a more positive light? Well, not even positive, in a different light.
So yes, what are you saying is 100% true. Hollywood definitely has a way of objectifying women exactly the way society wants them objectified. But that's Hollywood. Could you count the music industry in Hollywood? I'm curious to know that. I don't know, we'll see.
Hollywood only sees it as one duty. Stay in business. Whatever that takes. So they don't get on a social high horse and go, running through the bushes. We make movies to make money to make movies. That's bottom line.
Stepping back a little bit.
I say we, and wrong term to use. I'm not. I don't personify Hollywood. So.
That was good. He knew exactly how to sidestep that question so he doesn't get kicked out of Hollywood. But in all reality, yes, Hollywood has its objectifications, but it's all about money, and that's what really does matter. You know what I mean? But who cares? You know what I mean? Like I come to watch the movie, not come to have any political, because when they start putting that woke shit in the movies, it fucks up the movie. It ruins the whole goddamn movie. Like I don't want to watch a movie that has a bunch of woke shit in it. To be honest, I don't. Like I just want to watch a movie and be entertained by what I'm watching. And you can tell when there's a political agenda. That's why I'm saying I don't really think political agendas. I think political agendas have just started because we notice them. We notice them every time we watch a movie. We notice them every time we go somewhere and we're focused on something that we're news wise. Anyway, we notice the political agenda. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it. But hey, y'all, I'm out. Peace.